Does the commandment, honor thy father and thy mother, really apply only to family relationships? Or is there something much deeper behind it, a spiritual truth about our relationship with God? Today we will look at this commandment in the light of the whole Bible, and you may see it in a completely different way. According to the Catholic Church, the commandment speaks about human relationships, social order, and, through them, our relationship with God. But is it only about outward behavior toward parents, or something much deeper about honoring God Himself? 1. A commandment rooted in God. Honor thy father and thy mother, as the Lord thy God hath commanded thee, that thy days may be prolonged, and that it may go well with thee. Deuteronomy 5:16, Exodus 20:12. This is not merely a social norm. It is a command from God. The family has its source in Him. It is He who entrusts parents with a role in creation and upbringing. This commandment is tied to a promise, a blessing of life. Yet an important tension appears. Does obedience mean a path to salvation through works? In a spiritual sense, honoring father and mother may point to something greater, honoring God through the Holy Spirit. In this view, father and mother become images of a spiritual reality, not merely a physical one. 2. What does it mean to honor? According to church teaching, it means love and gratitude, obedience, care, prayer. But the Bible reveals a deeper dimension. God is a spirit, and they that worship Him must worship Him in spirit and in truth. John 4:24. This shows that true honor is not limited to outward actions, but flows from spiritual transformation, the presence of the Holy Spirit. 3. Jesus' teaching on honoring parents. Jesus refers to this commandment very directly. For Moses said, honor thy father and thy mother. Mark 7:10-12. However, He criticizes those who bypass its meaning through religious excuses like Corban. He shows that religiosity without truth and authenticity is an empty form. Human tradition becomes a self-made program of salvation, where Corban points to a gift as the grace of God. At the same time, a strong statement appears. Whoso curseth father or mother, let him die the death. Mark 7:10. In a broader sense, this points to a spiritual reality. Rejecting truth leads to spiritual death. Likewise, the words directed to His elect, a man shall leave father and mother, Matthew 19:5, point to a spiritual transformation, from the order of the law to grace. And Jesus also says to non-elect, ye are of your father the devil, John 8:44, revealing the spiritual dimension of fatherhood. 4. The example of Jesus, and was subject unto them, Luke 2:51. Jesus gives an example of humility and obedience. Yet when He is found in the temple, He says, wist ye not that I must be about my Father's business? Luke 2:49. This reveals two realities, the earthly and the spiritual. His submission is not merely familial, it points to unity with the Father and the Holy Spirit. Does the commandment apply only to family? According to church teaching, it also extends to social relationships. Children, obey your parents in the Lord. Ephesians 6:1-2. Children, obey your parents in all things. Colossians 3:20. But the key phrase is, in the Lord. This indicates that the obedience is rooted in God. The Bible also says, and call no man your father upon the earth, for one is your Father, which is in heaven. Matthew 23:9. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Matthew 10:37. The commandment, honor thy father and thy mother, has two dimensions. External, apparent, based on works. Internal, spiritual, a relationship with God. In the light of the whole Bible, we can see that true honor flows from the work of the Holy Spirit, not from outward human actions. If this episode helped you see one of the most important commandments in a new way, leave a comment and share your reflection. Subscribe to the channel so we can continue discovering the deeper, spiritual dimension of the Bible together. See you in the next episode.